fuck quicker than this. What is wrong with you?
Thank you for saying that as the first thing everyone hears when they turn on to the stream.
Yeah,
Amazing.
you the one that said it, not me. I just question the shit that comes out of your mouth.
Well, alright. I can go ahead and turn on the video that you sent. Now we got people, weird Lego video game that people can look at and be like, oh, never heard of this game. This looks weird, but you know what? We're cool.
Hey, fuck you. Bionicles is awesome.
But what's up,
Go
everybody?
fuck yourself.
We're here with the next episode of the BS podcast, and we got so much to talk about. So
Yeah, because like it's not like we haven't like streamed for the past 3 weeks. I wonder whose fault that is.
yeah, I wonder whose fault that is. Indeed, it is definitely not mine.
Bullshit.
All right.
Don't you fucking put this on me.
So, where shall we start off first?
I don't know which one do we want to hit first. Do we want to hit the Ubisoft shit? Do we want to start off with the Twitch drama, or do we want to start off with something else?
Let's start off with the Twitch, because I feel like that one's a lot more juicy.
I don't know. Ubisoft has been up to some horrible shenanigans.
When are they not? Like, let's be real. When are they not? Last I heard from them that they have been like getting sued by like almost a ton of people, and it's about to turn into a class action lawsuit because they thought it would be a good idea.
Well, yeah,
hey, you can't own games even though you buy them.
Well, the whole Sue thing, I think that's only because like, what was it? They shut down the Crew recently, and I think it's some gamers in California actually got a little bit smart with the law, and because I think this is going to be like a lesson with live service games or some shit like that, where they're probably going to start putting in some shit saying, "Hey, you can't sue us if we shut down the game." And I don't think the Crew ever had nothing like that, so. But I mean, again, that's the problem with live service games when you make a game. Like, for example, Helldivers. I love Helldivers, but when that game finally dies and nobody plays it anymore, you can't play it solo, and people did buy that shit. So you're literally just holding on to useless data that you can't even access. So, I mean, games like there's other games that are like, yeah, they're mostly depending on online, but. I don't know. It's just something that online games are going to struggle with.
I feel like if a game's mainly online, like let's say Skyrim Online or Sword Art Online, those types of games, then it should most definitely be free with like expansions and stuff like that, absolutely for free.
Well, for some of them, I mean, like if they add like, just content that I don't know, like. Because, like, some shit they can keep alive. So, like, because there's a reason, like, some free games actually stay alive, like World of Tanks and some of the other, like, free service games. I mean, granted, I played World of Tanks back when it was, like, new. Like, back on right before it came into console. There wasn't too many players at all, and it was just done by a small team. I mean, that shit was awesome, though. But they're big now when they're making a fuck ton now. It's only because people buy the fucking premium shit and they buy gold. But still. But, I mean, free games can make it, and they still can turn a profit as long as they, are decent. Because, like, good God, I can't tell you how many premium tanks they had to where that tank isn't necessarily not in the game, but it's a special version of that tank. Like, for example, there is a premium version of, I can't tell you how many premium versions of the fucking Sherman there is. But every premium version they have, you could have that same exact tank in that fucking game. It just maybe looks different or whatever. Hell, you can get the tank from Fury if you've ever seen that movie, which I guarantee you probably haven't, have you? You have
What
no
movie?
idea what Fury is, do you?
No, I've never heard of it.
Fury.
Fury Road?
Movie. You were a sad excuse for a man, you know that, right?
I play video games.
Brad Pitt,
I play Call of... Who the fuck is Brad Pitt?
I'm about to murder this man. It's got fucking Shia LaBeouf as a preacher.
Who the fuck is Shia LaBeouf? I don't pay attention to names.
That one you're fucking with me on.
No, I'm serious.
The dude from Transformers, the first the Michael Bay movies.
I've never seen any of them.
That crazy bastard.
I've never seen any.
Have you ever seen Holes?
I think the only
You've never seen Holes from Disney.
No, I've never seen Holes. I think the only like
Oh my god,
Transformer movie that I've seen was the one with the robotic animals in like
the
most.
newest one.
Yeah, because my friend, IRL friend, he wanted me to go see it with him and his buddies for like his birthday, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, yeah, I'll go by and see it. And I went by and saw it, and I had no idea what was going on. I just know that Optimus Prime was kicking ass, and that was a good thing.
You're such an uncultured swine. You really are.
I know.
Oh,
The crazy thing is, I don't even know who your profile pic is. Like the one I have for the stream, I'd have
that one's more obscure, to be fair. That one's more obscure. Like
like
that's like from the
when I
machinima. That's like what was the you
uh-huh.
know who Hot Rod is at least, right? Please tell me
Who?
you know who Hot Rod is.
I don't.
Hot Rod, the guy who takes over from Optimus Prime.
No.
God, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. But I do know one thing.
Oh, dear Lord,
I know the
you're
company.
uncultured. You don't know shit.
Yeah, and I think the only like thing that I saw from any of the Transformers was that Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. Those are the only two I know, like by heart.
Such a normie.
Maybe Starscream because of the death battles, but I think besides that, that's it.
Which one's Starscream? Answer that one.
Ain't that the one that's the jet? I think, like the fighter
There's
jet.
several jets.
God damn it!
There's several jets. That's what's it. Which one? What's the paint scheme? What's the color scheme of him?
I like gray and purple. I think.
No, not even close.
Because I remember watching
He's a
death
grayish
battle.
blue and red.
Grayish, blue, and red. Fuck.
Yeah, the only one who would match what you just said, which is not even really a match, he's more black and purple. That'd be one of his twins, which is Skywarp, and then there's got another one that's blue and red. That's Thundercracker.
Like I said,
And then he's got several more, but we're not going to talk about those.
fuck. The only time
the
that
story.
I've really ever seen him is from like death battles and stuff. I remember watching those as a kid. Those were fun to watch. I think the first one I've ever seen was the.
Stupid.
Well, the first few were actually pretty decent. The one I saw, the first one was Spawn and Kratos, but I knew that was bullshit because I knew Kratos would have probably had a better chance of killing Spawn. But then again, it's fucking Spawn because you can't kill Spawn. And then they're like, oh, well, you can't kill Kratos either. Yes, the fuck you can. He's died like 3 or 4 times in the story. Actually, no, I think he died like 5 times because in Ragnarok he ends up getting killed by Thor, but then Thor revives him. And he's like, I want to see the real you and fight. I think that's how
No,
it
he
went.
didn't kill him. He stopped his heart. He stopped his heart. He didn't kill him. I mean, you could still stop someone's heart and still not kill them.
I don't know, but I'm counting
If he
it
would
as
have
a
left him, he
death.
probably would have died.
I saw the death screen. I'm counting it as a death.
Well, maybe it's because you suck at the game, but you know.
Oh, okay. Relax. Sorry, buddy. Relax. But either way, I feel like there's a lot of death battles out there that are just really, really scuffed. But still, I somewhat just turn off my brain and enjoy them. I think the
only one that I actually somewhat agree with would be the Optimus Prime versus the Gundam, like the original Gundam one, because I'm like,
I've never seen.
Yeah,
Gundam.
the Gundam would put up a good fight, but Optimus Prime would eventually destroy it.
Like I said, I've never seen Gundam.
At the end of the day, it is still human, and you have a computer. You never seen the death battle between Gundam versus Transformers?
Nope. I've never.
Well, that one's actually decent.
Like,
I don't know what it is with Death Battle, but they've been coming up with some of like the dumbest fucking verses. Did you hear they put Megatron versus fucking Frieza of all people?
Megatron and
like,
Frieza?
How is that versus Frieza from Dragon Ball Z?
You're fucking with me.
How the? No, I'm not. That's an actual episode. I'm like, how the fuck is that even fair? Who the fuck is making these episodes? Because it's not even a fair fight by no means. Megatron has, except for maybe the G1 cartoon, never had the ability to pop a planet as easy as Frieza does.
Bro,
I don't understand who the fuck is making these death battles, but like they are like some of the most unbalanced and unfair fucking. Like the early ones, they're somewhat balanced. Like what was it? Was Guts versus the dude from Soul Calibur? I never played this game, so I don't know who that guy's name
I
is.
have
But
no idea.
from what I did my research on it and the other shit, it seemed like a decent fight.
There.
But now I just feel like they don't even do their research anymore.
I feel like fucking Frieza has a better chance of fighting Robotnik, and getting crushed by a Nokia phone would be more accurate than what you're describing.
Alright, so now you're just making a reference to fucking the mashed videos. You can calm down with those.
Come on, man. Them shits are good.
They're funny, but still. Like, I don't know. So, like a lot of the death battles are just fucking stupid. I miss it back when it was like pretty decent, cool battles. Like it was Deadpool versus what's his name, Deathstroke from DC. That was a good fight.
What was it? Deadpool, Deathstroke, and Deadpool.
Yeah, there's Deadpool. It was Deadpool versus Deathstroke, or as you know, Teen Titans people might remember, Slade.
Man, I don't even know why they changed the
That
name.
character.
Just call him Deathstroke.
I don't know. Maybe because, well, it's probably because it had the word death in it. And like, remember when Teen Titans came out? That was like not PBS. A port was around, and they were like censor happy like crazy. So, I'm not saying they censored that, but you know, that influence was still there, where they were censoring the fuck out of just about everything.
Oh, bro.
Because I mean, remember they censored a lot of just stupid. I mean, for fuck's sake, that was like the day and age where like you couldn't even put a fucking rice ball into cartoons, and it had to be censored to be something else.
I don't even
Just
understand
insane.
that, man. It's a goddamn treat.
I don't either. It's censorship is weird. Censorship is weird.
Like,
But all right, let's get on to this Twitch topic. Let's get on. Let's talk about that.
yeah, tell me about
censorship
this.
all fucking day.
Yeah.
I know you got a bunch with One Piece.
Oh, fuck.
One Piece censorships are stupid as fuck.
Well, I found out why it was the case.
The Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's because they just don't want people to.
Well, no, it's not that. It's because of the time slot. Because kids are normally on TV in Japan around that time, so they actually had to censor it. Which is stupid, but they changed the time slot recently. So next time when One Piece comes back, we'll actually get it a lot more graphic, which is cool. But
I wasn't talking about current. I was talking about like way back in the day, like early seasons when it was first being released in the States. Back when they had to censor a fucking gun to be some kind of wacky hammer with a trigger.
Oh, bro, that wasn't even One Piece. That was. Oh, dude.
I know that was 4Kids. I know. Yeah.
But
anyway, got the same fucking treatment too.
Like you were saying with Twitch, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I know you're good. You're good. But no, yeah, fuck it, dude. Twitch. I keep telling you this, man. I guarantee you, Twitch will not be around in like a year or two from now on. I guarantee it won't, because a lot of the shit they've been doing. And again, I'm not trying to get political. I'm not taking any sides, but like at this point, with like a lot of the evidence that's coming out against Twitch, bro, I mean, like what they did to Asmongold, that's fucking bullshit. They gonna punish him for some petty BS, and not fuck with let's see here, streamers like Destiny, or what's that really fucking annoying one? Is it Hassan?
Maybe.
Like, how the fuck are they gonna? I think that's his name. You know who I'm talking about, that fucking asshole. But how are you gonna like fucking target one side? And they gave, you know how long they gave Asmongold a ban for, right? They gave him a ban for what, 2 weeks, or was it 2 months or 2 weeks? Well, it was Asmongold's
I think it was 2 weeks, and he took the time to clean up his house. And oh my fucking, I'm sorry, but yeah, I have to mention this. I could not. Okay, I could not.
Stupid. Yeah, look, I'm not one to pick on people for how their lifestyles are, but like, mate, that's pretty pathetic. Like, come on, bud. Like, man, I'm not the cleanest fucker in the world, but like to put shit like that on the internet for people to see.
Like, I'm the complete opposite. I'm a fucking clean nut. I have to keep my area clean. I have to keep my home clean. I vacuum my floors every day. I fucking clean everything every single day. Hell, I clean my bed sheets like every 2 weeks, when you should only clean them like once a month. And I even cleaned the pillowcases as well. I put some bleach in the washing machine,
Actually,
and I tossed them in the wash.
you're doing it right because it depends on where you live. That's how long you should do it for. Like if you live farther north where it's more colder, a month is fine. But if you live like farther in the, the closer to the equator like we do, yeah, you're gonna want to wash your sheets a little bit more because one, you got to think about sweat, and two,
Mm-hmm.
it's we're down close to the equator. Bugs are gonna be a fucking issue no matter where you go. So, and there's microorganisms that live on your bed. Yes, look at your
Mm-hmm.
bed right now. There are microorganisms. Have fun with that knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
They eat your dead skin while you sleep.
I'm okay with that. I can, as long as
But
they don't fuck with me and start nibbling on me like bed bugs or anything, I'm good with that. Like dead
but
ass.
back
Uh,
with back but back to the important drama with the Twitch thing though. But no, I honestly, because like Twitch is apparently like hitting a new adpocalypse or whatever. But unlike where YouTube, it was just because of stupid shit and just advertisers honestly being assholes. Twitch actually brought this shit on themselves. Because I mean, and surprisingly enough, it was not the titty streamers or the bathtub streamers who actually brought this shit on. It was, them actually leaning or not leaning to a political side. Let me correct myself. Uh, you know, actually breaking laws and shit like that. I mean, legit, there was one person who actually threw a fucking bounty on someone. Did you see that?
what?
Like an actual fucking bounty.
Like a One Piece bounty?
Yes.
Fucking like put
No,
dead or alive poster or something?
like I hit, yeah, like I hit, no, not hit live, dead or alive, but like an actual hit list. Like so, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure who they put the hit list on or the hit for, but someone, I think it was like 10 grand or some shit like that. I don't remember exactly. To
ten
be fair, this
thousand
is
dollars.
old news, but still, it does take. Yeah, just for someone to either fucking kick them off the site or do some other shit.
Shit, I'm worth more than
Which
10
again,
grand.
folks, in the states here, that's illegal. Not only
Shit.
that, but like you got streamers on there that was really wishing PTSD on soldiers and a bunch of other shit like that. So yeah, that's also kind of fucked.
Hold on, let me
So
retrace
if you
back
ask
a
me, these
bit.
people
10
fucking smart shit.
grand? Bro, I'm at least worth $10,001, man. I'm worth more than that.
Fuck you, man! I
10.
wouldn't put a bounty on you for more than $1.
You're, man, I am worth a lot more.
You
I'm,
can call me what everything I understand, but I'm not inaccurate.
I am totally worth a lot more.
I'm
Like,
like a
debt.
certain actor. I don't miss my shots.
Sure about that?
All right, that was a messed up joke.
Like, I know I'm
Hey,
worth,
fuck you.
I am most definitely worth a lot more. Like, I would think that like, if someone were to put a hit on me, maybe 20,000, maybe 20, 30,000. Like, come on, try to make some money, make some profit. God damn it! Like, we're decent people.
Yeah, the person who's
Yeah,
making the hit.
like we're Southern. It's gonna be a lot harder to get us. All right, if you're gonna put a bounty on us, you at least make it worth our while.
Maybe me, not you. You're in the fucking city. It's gonna be easy to get your ass. Me, I'm out here in the country. Good luck with that.
So what you're trying to
You're
say
likely
is you
just
can
to get
set up
shot
bear
driving
traps.
down this road because nobody recognized your vehicle.
Oh my gosh. So what you're telling me is you can set up bear traps and everything while I'm in the suburbs, and you can't really do anything.
I'm not saying you could do that, but I could fucking definitely do that where I'm at. Fuck yeah. Actually,
Mm.
no. Actually, yeah, no. Actually, you can't do that because it is technically illegal to set up traps.
Man,
So,
you think the
like, you couldn't
government
Home
gonna
Alone Jack.
stop me? Ain't no government out there gonna
Possibly.
stop me.
Oh yes, yeah, so with that knowledge, that's technically everything you saw in Home Alone. That was all technically illegal. McCullen should have been locked up in fucking jail for all that
Bruh.
shit.
Man.
Actually, then again, I don't know. No, actually, that law was in fact back then. Yeah, it was. There's a funny story of why we actually have like laws like that, because I'm not mistaken. I think what actually put that into like place. I think I'm not 100% positive, but actually somebody lured their hated enemy onto their property and lured them into a trap, so that way they can claim they were trespassing and they got killed. So a law like that was passed, so you couldn't pull no shenanigans like that anymore.
Bruh. That's wild.
Yeah, it's just fucked. Well, I mean, you can think a lot of laws like that and shit like that to back when the old cattle days when people would like, dude, have you seen the laws and shit that has to go around just barbed wire in general? Like it's fucking crazy, and it's all because people used to steal each other's cattle way back in the day.
Bruh.
Like all that, like nuts, and there's like a lot of laws involved in that type of shit. Oh, it's crazy. Just the cattle farmers back in the day, all the shenanigans they fucking get up to.
I
I'm
mean,
calling it
there's,
shenanigans is
dude, it
crazy.
wouldn't
They
surprise
would
me.
literally
There'd be
kill
some.
people for that shit.
It wouldn't surprise me if there was a ton of wacky ass shit. It only takes one person to ruin it. At least that's what most people say. It takes one person to ruin the fun. And someone probably did like the most elaborate shit you could think of when it came to fucking stealing cattle and making barbed wire. Like some crazy ass shit. You like something you'd see off of a YouTube Reddit story reading. You know what I'm talking about? One of them shits.
It took one fucking no, not one asshole, but it took a very horrific incident for us to no longer be able to legally own machine guns anymore without getting special permits. But still,
That's dumb.
if you know the incident I'm talking about,
Yeah,
Tuesday Massacre.
Yep, I know exactly what you were talking about. And that,
Well, that was the start of us not being allowed to have
mm,
machine guns anymore. What I would give to be able to purchase a Thompson straight off the fucking wall.
bro, if I could get like
So,
a Tommy gun or something, oh my gosh, that would be awesome. Like, and get like
I
some,
don't think you'd actually enjoy it as much as you think you would, because they're kind of temperamental.
well, I know they're
They're not the
temperamental,
best.
like something for like decoration, like something that I saw on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen it, but someone got a Tommy gun, and he got he got it covered in 24 karat gold, so it looks like something out of like a Call of Duty gold camo shit. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen it?
Why the fuck would you tell me that? I'm cringing right now. Why the fuck would you get a gold-plated Thompson? What's wrong with you?
Oh, that's not the only one he has. He has a gold
Don't tell me
a
more. I'm just
gold
dying.
deagle and a like I don't know what it's made out of, but it's a shiny ass AK. It looks like it's like completely made out of platinum, but I don't quote me on that. But it's like really shiny, and then the cover for it, the or not the cover, but the
Dust cover.
magazine and the he has a suppressor on it, and the grip and the trigger has like a
What the fuck? Why
special.
would you put a suppressor on an AK? That okay. I'm just gonna stop this.
I don't know. And
Some of the shit that people do to guns, man. You're some of the dumbest fuckers out there.
man,
I blame COD for a lot of it. I blame fucking COD ever since Vanguard came out, which I shit on that the game too much.
man, I'm trying to remember, man, what it was made out of. I don't want to say wood, but it looked like a wood texture.
Set
But
up not polymer, but I forget what it's called. But it's supposed to like it gives the look of wood, but it doesn't have the feel of it. I know what you're talking about. I've
yeah.
had some people try to sell me some over under shotguns like that, and I just, dude, I can't. If it's gonna have wood, if it's gonna have like wood looking furniture, I want actual fucking wood. I don't want no plastic shit that looks like wood. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to buy a shotgun that is made of any kind of polymer and it's painted up to look like wood. I'm not gonna buy that. No, fuck off. It's either gonna be wood or I'm not touching it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mind polymer materials on guns or shotguns in general. Just I hate it when we try to paint polymer or just any kind of plastic up at all to make it look like that wood effect.
Yeah.
But it's not fucking wood. At that point,
Mm-hmm.
just go with wood furnishing because it'll be cheaper in the long run. That's it bothers the fuck. Well, again, it's probably not cheaper, but still, it's stupid. It's extremely stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why some people do it. I get it. Polymer's lighter and all that shit, but like,
Mm-hmm.
don't have the same feel. I personally do not like it. Plus, I would rather have wood furniture than plastic anyway, because I'm just that type of person. I enjoy the feel of wood.
Mm-hmm.
So, do not take that up, you fucker.
Yeah, like I said, I can't remember.
But anyway,
what's in it.
back to the topic before we got. Man, we're gonna get sidetracked a lot this fucking
Yeah.
episode, I swear. But yeah, the shit with Twitch. Oh dear God, man, it's not looking pretty for them. And not to mention, do you hear this? The shit that Asmongold was like? I don't know if he's done it yet, but he was like threatening to expose them over a lot of their bullshit. Like take a lot of the compiled list that he's gathered from all the hypocrisy of, say for example, even like, and I feel bad for this kind of community. Even the VTubers. Have you seen the hypocrisy with Twitch and VTubers? Have you seen any of that
Yeah.
shit at all?
Mm-hmm.
Like if a VTuber shows any hint, like it's a single inch of their thigh or whatever, instantly fucking banned. But some titty streamer doing it has a camera that's looking deadly at her ass. They're fucking 100% fine on that shit. Dude, it's like, oh, fuck you, Twitch, for that shit. Fuck you. Honestly, I see nothing wrong with the VTuber shit. Hey, people want to hide their identity by hiding behind a VTuber and still to kind of do like the camera shit. Fucking let them. Who cares? It's a cartoon. It's not like you're actually seeing. It's just so stupid. I don't know what it is with Twitch, but like, they follow their own rules, and they determine who breaks those rules too, which is weird. With how they do that, like at least with YouTube, they're somewhat consistent with people who break their rules. They have the leeway where you can like, oh, it's how you interpret or whoever's interpreting the rule at that point. That's if you got away with it or not. Or as Twitch, fuck you. You could still be definitely in line with the rules, and they'll still punish your ass for just some stupid shit that wasn't even your fucking fault.
Yeah.
So it's stupid. Like hell, I seen, what was it, where there was like a dude who was playing GTA 6 or some shit. Or not GTA 6, GTA 5. My bad. And a certain word that is said a shit ton in that game happened to pop up, and then they fucking got banned off of Twitch.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, what the fuck? I've seen this game being played by several Twitch streamers. Why the fuck are you gonna ban this one individual person? What the fuck is wrong with you? But I think it's just their staff and all the other shit too.
Yeah.
I don't think they're the best of people.
And we're not
they're just
trying to
assholes.
gripe on, them for like politically or anything. It's just the way that they handle things on Twitch. It's just absolutely bonkers to us.
Oh, I'm gonna gripe on them for being assholes. That's something I'm definitely gonna do, because like I've seen how they treat their and not to mention, for those who are like wanting to stream on Twitch or some other shit like that, or just want to like try to make it big, fuck it, just go to YouTube. Like YouTube, they're even more like, say for example, you make it big or whatever, and you have a decent following on Twitch or on whatever. Fucking move your audience over to fucking YouTube, for God's sakes, or any of the other streaming services, because like Twitch just does not respect their creators at all. Like they don't, and they treat their creators worse than fucking how YouTube treats theirs, and that's saying something. And we've seen how YouTube treats their creators. Like they can be real assholes when they want to be. And that's from the as we've seen from that. What was that game? It was like you were you worked in a morgue. That whole situation. What happened to that? Do you remember that one? Or like a bunch of streamers were getting like, or not streamers, but like a bunch of YouTubers were getting their shit taken down and getting strikes for graphic content. But the big ones like Markiplier and them weren't, and Markiplier and all them like, hey, what the fuck's going on with this? Why ain't you striking worse than my strike since you're gonna strike all the other ones? Then YouTube slaps them with a fucking strike.
I know exactly what you're talking
about. Dude. Yeah, and I love that, because at least on that platform with YouTube though, you have the bigger guys. If it catches their attention, which isn't that hard, just scream at them on Twitter enough. I mean, yeah, on X. But at least with them, if they see it, they're going to call it out. I've yet to see Twitch actually do shit like that too much. I've yet to see any of them actually try to fix anything too much. But I could be wrong. There could be other cases, because I don't really follow too many Twitchers. The ones I do see, it just does not look good in my opinion. So I don't know. Honestly, I feel like there's better platforms out there. There's Kick, there's Rumble, and there's some more. I'm forgetting the name of them. Locals is a streaming website, isn't it? Is Locals a streaming website or no? Are you looking up, or you just don't know?
I'm trying to look it up, but nothing's popping up. So fuck me. Just fuck me.
I don't remember. I don't remember if Locals is a streaming website. I don't know. It might be.
Maybe.
I mean, there's just other places to go. There's better streaming services to go to.
Oh yeah, there is like you said, there's a bunch of them.
So
it just depends on preference.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Kick's going to do pretty good. Kick will probably be around a little bit longer.
I don't know.
Rumble is trying to compete with YouTube.
There's a thing
Go
about
ahead.
Kick that's kind of weird is that all the all the crazy fucking weird ass people who are thirsty for attention is all on Kick, like the IRL streamers.
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah.
Solani or whatever his name is.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, he's
Johnny
Kick.
the asshole.
Yeah, he actually got banned on Kick. Thank God he got banned. Same with that other kid that crashed his his $200,000 car. He got banned on Kick, and all he's been able to get a hold of
Which one?
is TikTok Live, and he's just been
Is
begging
that the
people
one
for
who
money.
purposely crashed his car, or is that the one who just got into an accident and was fucking screaming the entire time, was being a dick about how he got done?
I don't think it. I think it was him, the guy that was streaming while or recording on his phone during the accident. I think that was him.
Oh, okay. Because I think there's two incidents. Because I think there was another kid who like actually crashed his he said he was going to crash his car into a gas station, then went and fucking did it, and then did some other bullshit. I can't remember who that kid is. And there's that famous guy who like crashed his really expensive fucking, I can't remember what it was, a Lamborghini or whatever. I don't really fucking care. But still, he crashed his expensive fucking car. I think it was an accident because it was rain. Well, to be fair, he was being stupid because the footage I saw, it's raining and you're driving over what I think he was going over 90 miles an hour or some other shit like that. And a machine like his, that machine's not meant to go that fast in that type of weather. On those types of roads, you're asking for a fucking accident to happen. So you're a fucking idiot for doing that in the first place. And second, from what I saw, when the guy like his buddy who was with him in the car was all beat up and shit like that, and the dude hands him the fucking phone and just says, "Here, film this shit," while he goes to freak out about a fucking car. I'm like, "You're what the fuck? You're
It
a
amazes
fucking
me,
prick."
man.
And his buddy's bleeding. He's fine. I was like, "Are you? You're a oh dear God!" I'm amazed that people like him are even fucking around or just have the popularity that they do. And again,
It boggles
Jake
my
Paul and his
mind. Like
build.
there are people out there. So I don't know if you heard about this, but this happened maybe like a year or two ago. But a guy in New York he looked like a homeless dude, but he wasn't, and he witnessed like a woman like at knife point getting like robbed. So he went up and started like saying something to the robber about it, and then the robber stabbed him like 4 or 5 times and then ran off. And what had happened was the lady just ran away because obviously while they were confronting, she ran away so she can get to safety. But the guy collapsed on the road, like well not on the road, but on the sidewalk, and people just walked over him while he was dying. So
Yeah, no, people don't care.
and the crazy part is it took like a whole day before someone was able to call the 911 and find out what happened. So
people do not give a shit. I mean, that's what happens when you fucking, want to. This just stupid.
It's sad, man.
I don't know. So sometimes city life is just definitely some shit I could never do.
Like,
I mean, to be fair, I usually don't like people in the beginning as well. But if I see someone on the fucking road and they're bleeding out, I'm definitely gonna stop them doing it. Just go fucking help them. I'm gonna leave them there. Even if it was my worst fucking enemy and I hated them to death, I still wouldn't fucking. I'd still call an ambulance. I mean, honestly, I think it's criminal if you don't. I think honestly, you can be charged with endangerment if you don't do it. Like, say for example, you're walking past and you happen to notice that this dude's bleeding out or whatever on thing, and you don't call or notarize the authorities or whatever. I think honestly, I think you could be held liable because you could have prevented that person from dying or called law enforcement and you didn't. I could be wrong on that one now. I could be, but if I'm not mistaken, I think that is technically against the law if you do notice. You are supposed to report it. But now who the fuck's going to notice that you've noticed that shit and you just didn't say anything? Then, Because if I'm not mistaken, because there are laws similar to that where, like, say, for example, you're performing, you notice a car, let's say you just happen to notice a car crash or whatever, and you get one of the drivers out and you start performing CPR on them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just kind of give up halfway because you're like, all right, well, he's lost what a fucking over 2 gallons of blood already. He's probably
Mm-hmm.
dead. So let me just quit. If the ambulance don't, if the paramedic guys get there and they don't tell you to switch out with them, then yeah, you could be still held liable for stopping CPR. They could actually take you to
Mm-hmm.
court for that, which is stupid. But I mean, I kind of see it and I kind of can't because honestly, you're technically not a medical professional, so you can't claim whether or not you know when that patient's going to be live or not. So,
Yeah, and there's a thing
but
where people have so I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty sure you do, but in the United States, if you have a tattoo or a bracelet that says DNR, do not resuscitate, and someone on the sidewalk resuscitates you or that
oh
person,
yeah.
then
They
you can
that
you
person could sue you for
mm-hmm.
that. Mm-hmm.
But the only
Yeah,
time
I think that kind of shit's stupid. I mean,
mm-hmm.
I get it. I understand. There are some religions where like they won't take. I don't know if it's for like religions per se, but they like. There's some people who just don't believe in like modern medicine and other shit like that, or just some people
Mm-hmm.
who just
Like
don't want to be
Mormons or something.
brought back to life. If they're gonna go, they want to go. They're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I understand the not wanting to harvest my organs and shit for other people. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm kind of a little bit in that same boat. I'm like, no, you're not taking my fucking organs. You're burying it with me with everything in it.
Yeah.
Because,
And
well, me, I'm that way because like I doubt you're gonna get anything from my fucking organs, so leave them in there
mm-hmm.
because I'm not the healthiest motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have it to where I'm not a donor. I don't like I had this irrational fear when I was a little bit younger where like if I were to quote unquote die but still be alive, I'd wake up on the hospital table. Kind of like this scene from JoJo's where the villain gets put in an infinite death loop, and one of the scenes in the death loop was him still being alive and being cut open and getting all his organs ripped out and cut out. That shit
I
fucking
like the fucking
scared me half
waking
to
up in the
death.
morgue.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
I've
lie
seen
to
a bunch
you.
of like
That
horror
shit.
stories about that shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like oh my god, that shit scared me half to death. I will never do something like that.
I know what's fucked up is that actually has happened several times. There'll be like I think there's like several. Actually, I
Mm.
think the morgue here. I think there's a story where that actually happened to somebody where like they were already at the morgue
Oh hell
and
no.
a fucker just happened to get up as they were about to fucking cut him open.
Mm-hmm.
The fucker got up. They're like, "Oh shit, he's alive."
Yeah, and there's even
I don't
like
want to say it happened here. I mean, like that happened like years, like probably what 80 fucking years ago or some shit like that.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, there's a story of a dude who actually an old town legend, I guess you could say, where a dude came back to life.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had like I can't remember what the original story was, but like I think he got drunk, got into a bar fight. They pronounced him dead or some shit like that because he was beaten within an inch of his life. And as they were about to like cut him open and shit like that to get him prepping for fucking burial, he just happened to get up as the doctor like started to make the incision into his fucking chest.
Oh my god.
He actually
Dude,
fought the doctor.
you just made me remember this
I
guy
mean,
that I
hell, like
knew in
wait, like back in like the cowboy days, like
Oh.
if you ever saw when they freshly buried a body, like back in the western days, and shit, like when they actually like buried a or they buried somebody, they would attach a string inside the coffin, and that string would lead up to a bell.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, just in case if like the nearby grave master, whatever who's nearby, or whatever the fuck you call them, I can't remember what they're called, but is nearby, and he just happens to hear a bell ringing, he knows that oh shit, that person's still alive. That's in there because they actually did do that way back in the day. They would still bury those who would still be alive.
Yeah.
Because I mean, hey, back then medical professionals weren't that fucking professional. The only way they were taught is through books. They weren't really. It was expensive to take someone all the way to a fucking city where a live surgery performed right then and there, or some other shit like that. So most of your medical knowledge came from fucking books or just so-called doctors. You know what I mean?
Oh
You're
my gosh, dude, you remind me of a
learned
guy
doctor.
that I knew in college, and he told me about a story about his dad who was going through surgery. It's not the same thing, but he was going through surgery, and they didn't give him enough anesthetic, and he could feel every single knife and every single cut and everything
Ugh.
throughout the surgery. And ever since then, he had never gone to the hospital ever again. He sued the hospital and everything, and he never went to another doctor till the day he died. And I believe he died
Well,
of cancer or something. and he had like a tumor
Not
the size of a golf ball in his chest, and he died from it. But dude, that scared me half to death. That and the morgue, going to the morgue. Oh no, man, you don't fuck with me with that. That shit
I don't know. That
fucking.
shit don't really terrify me too much. I was never
Mm-mm.
really terrified of like, morgues and fucking bodies. But to be fair, I didn't like grow up with too many horror movies either that would like scare me with that shit. I never really gave two fucks about that. I mean, the only thing that used to scare me way back in the day that was fucking Jurassic Park. But it was a weird because I feel like every kid had this fascination with Jurassic Park. I was
Okay,
afraid of death, the shit, but I also was so fascinated by it that I'd come back just to get scared again.
bro. The
Because
only
every kid
thing
fucking loved that.
that really ever scares me or gets me the fucking jump is when something is approaching you very fast and you can hear the slamming of the footsteps get faster and faster and louder as it gets closer to you. There's this analog horror series that I
I don't
saw,
know. I don't know if that's fear or if that's just more of a reaction because something's coming near you. It's like it's
like
you
approaching
know, if
you
like say
like
for
super
example you
quick.
see a ball being thrown in your direction, your instincts are to like either put your hand up to catch whatever's coming at you or to defend yourself from what's coming at you. That's
But
more of instinct, I'd say. Fear.
dude, so there's this analog horror, and I know this is kind of like going off the chat, but there's this analog horror online of
You
I
mean we've
think
been
it
off
was
for a
FNAF
while
2,
now?
Five Nights at Freddy's 2, where one of the characters, a fox, is at the end of a hall, and you don't see the end of the hall, and you don't know he's there, but you start hearing noises and stuff, and then it just rapidly approaches you and jumps at you and jump scares you. Dude, that shit got me so. I was at work when that happened. I dropped my phone and screamed because I was like,
Are
nah,
you
man.
telling me you got scared by fucking Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's? What is wrong with you?
No, no, it wasn't the fact that it was a fox. It was the fact that it was running at me and it was loud as shit and all the noises and
Okay, see,
everything.
look,
You
I
don't know
just
what
like
it is.
furries too, but they don't terrify me. Okay,
Okay,
I
let's
just
not go
believe
that route. Relax. But dude, those are like my biggest fears right there. Those actually no, four, and my last one is fucking bees, and that was from a personal experience when I was attacked by bees, or
Well,
not bees, but by wasps when I was a little kid. They stung me so bad that.
that also can be like an instinct thing because there's a lot of people who are afraid of bees, but they actually find out later on down the line that they're actually allergic to bees and they never knew. So that was an instinct telling the body, like, "Hey, keep away from these fucking things."
Hmm.
So, 'cause I think was I had a buddy of mine who was he was deathly allergic to bees, but he always hated them and he never knew he was fucking
Hmm.
allergic. He got bit one time, just fucking around with something outside, and had to be taken to the fucking hospital. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you're allergic to bees." He's like, "No wonder why I've always been afraid of the fuckers." Because he's never really interacted with them. He just fucking hates wasps and hates bees. He never knew why, because he's never scared of them.
Hmm.
But his body just fucking made him react to them. But anyway, back on the topic. We should probably switch and get on to the actual topic.
Hmm.
Oh dear God, we're so today. But yeah, hey, let's talk about the with old Ubisoft and a lot of this stupid bullshit that they're doing. Oh dear Lord,
Hmm.
should you start with that one, or should I start with that one? Because there's a bunch of tangents I can go on.
You go ahead and start off first because I don't really know much about the topic.
Okay, I was about to say, should we talk about the one that we were both talking about with Ubisoft, with how fucking stupid they've been lately, with a lot of the shit.
Well, yeah, I know
But
that they've
we can
been
start off.
like a few stupid things, but I mean, not stuff that I've already known, but you probably know a lot more because you've been keeping up with the topic. I haven't really been keeping up with them.
Yeah. Well, for those who play Siege, you're definitely getting a new character now. One who's less like seriously. I don't know what it is with fucking Rainbow Six Siege. Apparently, it's like fucking Overwatch now. It's just getting all kinds of like. If I'm not mistaken, like when Rainbow Siege first came out, wasn't it like a realistic type hero shooter? Not hero shooter. I'm talking about like a character shooter almost. It was like
Hmm.
had almost like a realism thing to it. Like apparently, fucking Master Chief is in it now. Fucking from Nier Automaton, or however the fuck you say that game, 2B's in that fucking game now. It's like, dude, what the fuck are they thinking? Like, most people came to Rainbow Six Siege because they wanted like a realistic shooter, like not
Hmm.
Overwatch, but something that was I mean, dude, And not to mention, like, this one is just such a far reach from, like, the original. Like, good God, dude. It's just fucking crazy. I think there's actually a couple other characters they're bringing into this one, too. I think... Fuck, who was the other heroes that was in there? But, like, they brought a couple others. I heard some others that come in. I think... I could be wrong on this one. I'm probably 100% wrong on this one, but I think Geralt from fucking no, maybe not Geralt from The Witcher. I know there were definitely some other characters that come in, but seriously though, fucking 2B from Nier Automata, really? And then the fact that they changed her up a little bit. Have you seen this trailer? You've seen it, haven't you? The Nier Automaton trailer
Yeah, I
for
have.
Siege.
I have. And
Okay,
I've
I was about to
also
say I'm
seen,
about to share it to you. Let you see it.
as someone
It
who
looks so stupid.
plays,
I get it. They're trying to make it look cool, but it just looks so dumb. It looks so stupid.
dude, I've played Siege since I think it was like season 7 or 8, or year 7, or
I played in the beginning.
it was like,
I played when it came out.
I've been doing ranked since like 2018, 2019, somewhere around there with my friends online, and I've seen some crazy ass shit. The dumbest thing I've ever seen Siege do was with the new revamp for House, and the revamp, and most recently the revamp with Blackbeard. Like, why? Why did they change up House? They didn't need to change it up. Keep the old house with Classic, call it R6 Classic, and have all the original maps in one single playlist that people can vote on. Versus New Siege and Classic, or the newer Siege maps, and a whole different playlist.
Yeah.
But no, they don't want to do
The
that.
thing with Blackbeard, I don't understand. I mean, granted, I get it. Blackbeard was an overpowered character way back in the day, but like to the nerfs they've done to him now, which I don't know if they balanced him out now, but I remember when the nerf did, because I think I played up to that point where they did nerf him. Dude, he was almost unplayable when they nerfed him. Like his ability was pointless. His little like glass shield thing over his rifle, it was legit worthless. They still shoot your ass through that thing, and they beat the fuck out of you. And don't even get me started on the changes they did to Chichanka. I missed my fucking LMG. Granted, I get it. A lot of people didn't care for the LMG. I liked it. I liked my fucking LMG. I think that one was stupid. You give him like a fucking grenade launcher now, or whatever the hell that thing is. I mean, he carries the LMG now around, but still, I miss the turret. I don't know. They've just done a lot of changes to it, but back on the thing with like, see, here's the they're trying to copy Fortnite with bringing 2B and Master Chief in it and all those other fucking people. If I'm not mistaken, I think they did bring in a Mass Effect character. I
feel like it's copying more of Call of Duty than Fortnite, simply because
Yeah,
these are like costumes and unique skins, and on top of that, unique victory skins as well. It feels like it's copying more into the Modern Warfare one and the newer Call of Duties.
Okay, but see, there's a problem with that, because even like the people who play COD, they're bitching about that shit because nobody wants to play Call of Duty, which is supposed to be like a I'm not gonna say it's a serious fucking shooter, like tactical shooter. No, I'm not gonna say that. But again, because I'm from the old school guys, where back when COD actually was fucking decent, but. Like when I heard Call of Duty back in the day, I thought of like characters like fucking Price or fucking Mason from back in the day, Woods, like those badass motherfuckers. I don't think of Nicki Minaj and her fucking her physics whenever she's fucking running around shooting guns. It's fucking stupid, dude. The shit that they've done to COD now, and I can kind of say they're trying to do that with Siege a little bit by bringing in some other characters. Honestly, don't be surprised if fucking you see Snoop Dogg running around in Siege here shortly.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised they're not working on the next one. I don't even know why they're still updating this fucking game. They need to go ahead and make another one. It's time for another Tom Clancy game. An actual decent one, Ubisoft. I tell you to bring back Splinter Cell, but at this point I don't want you to fucking bring back anything. Because of how terrible you've been making your games lately. Good God. I mean, seriously, dude, like, they have run the Tom Clancy shit into the ground. It's so sad. I don't know, though, to be fair, the Wildlands games weren't too bad. I don't know if you ever played those. The Wildland games, they were pretty fun.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, now see, now that's how you do a crossover to where it's like it doesn't really matter. It's not even like because I remember in that one they brought in. Granted, that one's like a super serious one too, but like the missions they brought in because there was like a Predator mission that came in. It was a side mission that had nothing to do with the actual fucking story itself. It was just something for shits and giggles.
Mm-hmm.
And because they brought in where you could actually you fought the Predator from the remember the scene from the Predator movie where it's just like Arnold and them just lighting up the fucking jungle. Yeah, there's a scene where you kind of actually fucking have to do that with the Predator fight. Fuck that Predator fight, dude. It was insane. It gave all my friends, dude. We struggled to fight that motherfucker when it first came out because nobody knew how to kill him. No one knew how to fight him yet.
Mm-hmm. I kind of
But
feel
dude,
like
like we'd go with LMGs and we'd be trying to gun his ass down. Just
yeah.
beat the shit out of us. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do shit like that, look at how they used to do it. Don't do it like how they do it now. It's just fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy, man. Like games nowadays is starting to go downhill to a point where it's no. I feel like the only games that actually still have somewhat of a quality to them are fucking indie games and maybe Nintendo with their recent releases. Like Mario Wonder
Well,
that came out last year was really good. I enjoyed it. Hell, there are even some difficult levels for me, and I've been playing Mario since I was like 6, maybe even 4. And there's some, like I said, there's some levels in that game that took out like over 99 lives for me. And I gotta say, I still had a blast with Mario Wonder. I 100% of that game. And like I said, Nintendo has been really decent with their games. They actually know what they're doing. Versus these other companies, like for example, God of War 2018. When that game released, that was amazing. That was an S tier
oh fuck
game.
yeah, it didn't
But
feel fucking corporate. It actually felt like a good game.
but God of
Yeah,
War
it actually
Ragnarok,
felt like a decent game.
when God of War Ragnarok came out, it felt a lot more corporate, and it felt like the game was rushed, and it also had DLC, which DLC was great. It saved the game, in my opinion, but still, it feels a lot more corporate and a lot more rushed. I'd say that compared to a terrible God of War game, well, I don't want to say terrible, but a not so good God of War game like Ascension versus God of War Ragnarok, I feel like Ascension does a lot better of a job with its single player campaign than Ragnarok because the controls of Ragnarok, it's just crazy, a crazy downgrade compared to 2018. Where if I were to pick up a controller and hit down on the D-pad, for example, I got my Xbox Series S controller here, and if I press down on the D-pad for it, then I could turn around instantly, versus I'd have to pull out a stupid fucking shield and then press down on the D-pad just to turn around in Ragnarok.
Oh, they changed that?
Yeah, they changed it for no reason.
I haven't played Ragnarok, so I have no idea.
I played it.
I mean,
beat
I
the
played
campaign.
the first one. I played the recent one not too long ago. I was playing it 3 days ago. The original. I just got the urge to re-download it
When I
because
played,
not just for that, the storytelling in the game's awesome too.
when I played Ragnarok, I was expecting, a whole new story, a whole new experience. And I gotta say, I liked the story of Ragnarok. I felt like it was really, really good. They did Odin right in that game. Thor was done right. I really did not like Angrboda and the Jotunheim segment. And I stand with a lot of people saying that this is the worst segment in the game. It feels slow.
It was, but at the
and
same time,
uneven.
like a lot of people, their biggest issue with that is it feels rushed. Like that segment and right there in particular, it feels honestly okay. So normally with the God of War games, they're usually like 3. They're still usually like 3, like the first 3, like they all have like a thing. But instead for the, I guarantee you now, I could be speaking out of my ass now, but if I'm not mistaken, didn't they already say that the next God of War game is going to be in like a different, it's going to be a different pantheon, like it won't be the same religion. It'll be in like
it's gonna follow
Egyptian
Atreus.
or
A lot of people say that it's gonna follow Atreus as he searches for all the giants that are remaining. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about that because with the DLC for Ragnarok Valhalla, it ended.
I feel like this is a side thing. Yeah, I think we still need to stick with Kratos. I don't think we need to deviate from away from Kratos.
The
It's just
way
like there's
that
no
they
point.
ended it
There's like
is they could have done so much more with Valhalla, getting all the old voice actors together. Like at the very end, spoiler warning, but when Kratos confronts himself, they should have TC Carson come back, voicing Kratos and confronting each other. And they also should have brought back Zeus and the other gods and some of the Norse gods all coming together, just having one like giant like
instead of
confrontation like every now and then. Like they brought back Magni and Modi from God of War 2018. I'm sure it wouldn't have been that hard to bring back someone like Zeus or Hades or even Poseidon. All of them coming back and
did
having
they
a small
bring back
boss
Zeus,
fight.
or they just reused the old voice lines from God of
No,
War
they
3? Didn't they
brought
bring Zeus
yeah,
back in
they brought back
2018?
Zeus back in 2018 to record the Helheim
Yeah, that's what I
segments,
was
but they
yeah, because
couldn't.
he's in the Helheim segment.
And they didn't even get TC Carson to come back to re-record those segments. They could have, what they could have done is take the old or the old audio from those old games and brought it back, and they could have just paid the royalties like that. But instead they didn't,
Yeah.
which I can kind of see the sense, so they can do what they want with it and re-record those lines to make it work. But I just don't understand. Like they're so, it kind of feels like they're against TC Carson coming back, and it's like, bro.
I mean, to be fair, with how the gaming industry is, he might have said something they didn't like, or he done something else, or for entirely, he could just be retired and he just doesn't want to do it anymore, which is 100% fine.
Yeah.
But another thing too is, I was with the direction I was really hoping they'd go in, because honestly, I feel like Ragnarok was rushed, and
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
go on this because like it feels like they wrapped that up. Like I feel like the one that we got, Ragnarok, was actually supposed to set up the events of Ragnarok, and then the third game, that's when Ragnarok actually takes place.
They should have
Not where it's
had.
taking place, but it's like the first, like kind of like how Endgame did with the Marvel movies. Like, you had Infinity War, where that was like the start of the entire thing. Like that could be like the first game would be the start. I mean, the second God of War for the since the other ones. But like where Ragnarok was supposed to be, that could have been like the beginning of the Ragnarok itself, and then the next game be its conclusion. Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't God of War 2 and God of War 3, weren't they legit the same war, but just God of War 3 was the conclusion of that fucking war? Where
No,
he starts the
actually.
war against the gods in 2, and then he finishes it in 3.
So.
Because 3 starts where he's climbing on the back of Gaia, isn't it? Where they're climbing up to go
Yeah, it's a.
fight.
And the game starts off
Yeah,
right while you're climbing Mount Olympus versus Poseidon.
Olympus, yeah.
So what happened there, and a lot of people like to get this mixed up. So, and they like to say, oh, it's a different timeline or something like that. But no, that's not the case. What happens is that in God of War 2, there's a lot of time travel that happens, and the way that Corey Barlog has mentioned is that it's kind of like back, I guess I don't want to say Back to the Future, but instead of it creating its own branch of timeline, kind of like in Zelda, what it does is it overwrites it. So let's say you die at this point in time. So, and then you get resurrected from the dead like sometime in the future. And if you go back and change that point in time, you're still going to go back in time to go and reverse it. And after you die, you're still technically still alive because there's two of you. What is basically going on is I don't want to say it's a bootstrap paradox, kind of like with the Song of Storms and Ocarina of Time, where that in itself is a bootstrap paradox. So in order for Link to obtain the Song of Storms, you have to be an adult in the future. But in order to for the postman, or not the postman, but the windmill man to learn know of the song, is that Link has to go back in time to play that song in front of the windmill person to lower the water level of the well, the bottom of the well, so Link can go into it to get the Lens of Truth. And then, in turn, that windmill man gets angry and upset because it screws up the windmill. So now he hates Link, which an older Link comes by, doesn't know what's going on, and he learns the song from him. So it's one big paradox. Essentially, what happens in God of War 2 is Kratos still dies. That is a set point in time set by the Sisters of Fate. That is always going to be there. It's always going to happen. But Gaia resurrects Kratos, and Kratos goes on this journey to the Sisters of Fate to to get his revenge on Zeus, which he does. He goes back in time to where he dies. Kratos at this point had already died. He bled out and he is dead. And in the cutscene, it still shows Zeus stabbing Kratos, which I feel like in this point in time, Kratos is already bled out. He's already bled out. He's already dead. And instead of Zeus killing the army, Kratos is there to stop it. It still happens. Sparta still gets destroyed, but
Yeah.
In the meantime, Kratos builds up an army of Titans. It still takes a while for them Titans to get there, so Zeus still destroys Sparta and destroys any other army that Kratos is trying to build up. Because in this mindset, Zeus is destroying Kratos' army, which is the Spartans. But he didn't know that Zeus did not know that Kratos got the Titans on his side. So it makes sense why Zeus was on Mount Olympus and taking care of Sparta. This was like right after Zeus comes back from Sparta after destroying the city. So that still happens. But Kratos finally makes it up to Olympus. Zeus now realizing that Kratos freed the Titans. He already has all the gods there after explaining the threat about Kratos to the other gods. So that still happens, if you get my drift. It's one big paradox, pretty much. The only reason why Zeus goes after Sparta was because Kratos had came through the portal and confronted Zeus. So Zeus already knows that Kratos is still alive, and he's dealing with Kratos' army in Sparta. That's why he goes after Sparta. It isn't because Zeus is terrified of Spartans and humans. By all means, he thinks humans are very lowly and doesn't really care about them and doesn't see them as a threat. But he wanted to get back at Kratos for attacking him. Athena still dies and everything, and Zeus runs away
we've
like
seen
a
his
coward.
treatment of the humans in the fucking games. He does not care.
He does not care. And why would he care about going to Sparta anyway when it's just a bunch of humans? No, he did that to attack Kratos because he knew Kratos was going to try and recruit the army of Sparta. So in turn, he destroyed the army of Sparta while Kratos was getting the Titans set up. And it's already been proven in canon that Kratos did, and this is crazy by the way, and this has already been proven canon. I don't know if you know this, but Kratos being in Mortal Kombat and PlayStation All-Stars is canon to the God of War story.
Are you serious?
I am serious.
Okay, that I did not know. That's actually kind of stupid and kind of funny at the same time.
He even mentions it in Ragnarok, that he even fights in many tournaments and stuff like that. This has been proven canon.
Oh, are you serious?
Uh-huh.
I gotta go find that voice line. That's kind of funny.
When Kratos...
I want to see him talk about that he fought a crazy fucking badger or some talking cat with a fucking little metal man on his back. I want to see him talk about that shit. Wait, what the fuck kind of animal is Crash Bandicoot? I forgot what he is. Is he like some kind of... Is he like a badger or some shit? I forget.
Here, I'll bring the clip over so I can show you and the stream what I'm talking about, because I feel like it kind of is important to what I'm talking about. So
I'm about to say, if you're gonna make a... seriously, like that's kind of funny. That's like them saying if like, Link remembers the fucking or no, Mario remembers all like the fucking the Smash Brothers shit that goes on. He remembers all those or whatever. Like all that's canon, which is absolutely hilarious. I mean, seeing someone like Ganondorf, who would never team up with any of them at all. He would just try to even abuse shit for himself. Knowing that fucker.
Yeah.
But still, that is absolutely hilarious. Like he would never work together with Link at all.
All right. So here, I just.
I mean,
pulled
Twilight
up
Princess canon, maybe.
All
Actually, no. What am I talking about? That's the Rage one.
All right, I just pulled up the thing
But I'd also heard that you once fought in a tournament.
All right, let's
I
take a look
fought
at
in
this.
many contests.
But this particular one, I heard you did battle with beasts, scoundrels, princesses, the undead, automatons, and history's greatest musician. That's not true, is it?
I would not speak of this.
Fair enough, brother.
So,
Huh.
there we go. So, yeah, basically, Kratos. It is canon that Kratos is in PlayStation All Stars, and it doesn't say if he won or not, which I feel like he did win, but because at the end cutscene it shows Kratos with a blue aura around him, but it does that with every character. But in God of War, in the lore, the blue
Yeah.
aura around all the characters basically or around Kratos is his power of hope that he's obtained from Pandora's box. You can see it in the
Yeah.
very beginning cutscene or not beginning cutscene, but in the cutscene where he grows big against Ares after opening Pandora's box. And you can also see it at the
I
end
say,
of God
didn't
of
he
War
lose
3.
that?
No, he
I
still
say, didn't he
carries
lose
it.
that in God of War 3?
No, he
Oh, he
did
still
not lose it.
okay. I thought he lost hope when he stabbed
He gave
himself at
up most
the
of it in God of War
Blade of
3.
Olympus.
Yeah, after stabbing himself, and he gave the all of Greek the mankind of the Greek pantheon hope. He still apparently had
Mhm.
some of it, and he used it in Midgard to bring hope back to Midgard. And some say that Atreus even has it. That he has some of that power and vestige of hope in him too, because he is Kratos' son, and it's like a blood thing. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can kind of see that. I mean, it wasn't until he actually spilled his own blood that's when the hope shit started to leak from him. So I guess it kind of makes sense.
So basically, um, in God of War 2, with everything going on, even though he's not a god, he still has that vestige of hope inside of him all throughout God of War 1. At the end of God of War 1 to Ghost of Sparta, to God of War 2 and 3, God of War 2018, and God of War Ragnarok. All that time he has some vestige of hope. And that
Yeah.
is said by Cory Barlog to be the most important power of all. So
I don't know. I'm still a little disappointed they're going to continue with Atreus' storyline. I'd rather them make the third game or whatever, or just make another game where he's enticed by what was it, like a hint that the Greek, because the Romans, it's like the Roman pantheon where all of a sudden somehow the Greek pantheon has come back to life and they're like now the Roman pantheon, or they're instead of Zeus he's now Zeus is he Jupiter? Is that who he's named after? Ares is Mars, all that type of shit. I don't really remember most of that, but like somehow they're revived and they're starting to threaten Midgard and some of the other ones. So now he has to go and deal with them. It would bring him back because honestly, I was real disappointed when Athena came back in, and then nothing was ever spoke on any of that shit ever again.
there is a
I'm like, come
picture
on.
of Kratos, of old man Kratos, that someone did artwork of, and I feel like this is if we ever see Kratos again, this would be
What he look like?
yeah, what he'd look like. I'm gonna save this
Which-
image.
It doesn't bother me too much, but at the same time, I kind of hate the idea of old man Kratos because, like,
I'm
I
gonna
guarantee you, he's lived a long time before. He is technically a god. So I hate the idea that he ages because I don't think he really does.
I'm gonna
Because
copy
like
this.
technically Hermes was like the same age as well, not the same age, but he was like a few years younger than Zeus. But Zeus always looked like an old man, but Hermes looked young as fuck.
Hermes, the thing with Hermes is that he is the messenger god and the god of health and speed, so it makes sense for him to look younger than the other gods. He is considered almost the same age as like Helios and all the older looking gods, not like Zeus or Poseidon or Hades, but
No, I don't think he's like the same age as Zeus. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think because I think the three originals was, if I'm not mistaken, if my Greek is correct, I think it was Zeus. No, Zeus. I don't think Zeus was the firstborn, because then Kronos would have ate him first. I think Hades.
Hades was the eldest,
Poseidon
is the middle, and then Zeus is the youngest.
Yeah. Because didn't Kratos, or not Kratos, but Kronos, didn't he also devour Hera too?
No.
So technically Zeus, out of the three, he would be the youngest.
Yeah,
because
Zeus is the youngest,
instead
but he's
of,
also the most powerful.
Yeah, because out of the Titans, it said that Gaia, when she gave birth to Zeus, replaced him with a stone, and instead Kronos devoured a stone instead of it being Zeus.
Yeah.
Or something like, because he was devouring his children, so that way they would never overthrow him, like like Kronos overthrown his father, which I forget the name of the father of Kronos. I fucking forgot about that. But still,
here, hold on.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick and look this up. So I'll be right.
And I'll continue to entertain the stream while you're going. But no, in other news, besides we got that tactic or that tangent as well, back on the Ubisoft stuff. There's also been some other stuff with Ubisoft they're doing too. I know, what was it? Let's see here. Hang on, let me bring this up for them. Talk about this. Let's see here. Oh, we could talk. Yeah, the Vanguard stuff. Yeah, that has not been looking too great. I honestly, I feel bad for Dragon Age fans, because I mean there was some good lore there too in that new Veilguard. Sorry to people who enjoyed the first actually the last couple games, actually, if I'm not mistaken, because now I've never played Vanguard, but I did watch some gameplay to it, and from the people I've been hearing, like some of my friends who are like really big Vanguard fans. Good, we're talking about Dragon Age Vanguard. But I'm talking about this news. This is something else, but that's not Ubisoft. That's more BioWare. I don't know. Anyway, but on that topic, but yeah, dude, have you ever played any of the older Dragon Age games, like Dragon Age Origins 2 or Inquisition?
I have never played any of them.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't.
You should at least give Origins a try, because Origins is actually pretty good. Inquisition's not too bad. I somewhat enjoyed it. I didn't really care for the new art style. I don't care what people say. I get it that the game has changed from art style to art style from different games, but I actually enjoyed the first one a lot. Origins, I enjoyed the graphics and the art style of it a little bit better. I wasn't too big of a fan of the armor per se, how they did the armor a little bit, but still, I thought it looked pretty cool. It's its own decent little style. Inquisition was kind of interesting a little bit with how they did some shit, but hey, still looks somewhat decent. But this new one, I hope you didn't get too attached to the characters or anything that you did in the past couple games, because yeah, Ferelden, yeah, no, they nuked that. Darkspawn's back, and they just completely wiped out everything you did in Dragon Age 1, or Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Inquisition. All the important choices that you did, all the important stuff. Yeah, it's no longer matters anymore. Denerim, which is Ferelden's capital in Dragon Age lore, or whatever, in that little area. Yeah, it's been taken over by the Darkspawn. It owns them now. So, Aaron, Link, so you don't know too much about Dragon Age. The first game, there's this, like, I don't want to call them zombies, but they're like... You've seen the Chaos from 40K, right?
Maybe?
The Chaos Forces? Okay, I'm gonna pull up I'm gonna pull this up and I'm gonna send it to you real quick. I'm gonna pull up, like, the intro to the first game. So the Blight is kind of like... These are, like, they were powerful... I think they were sorcerers. Powerful sorcerers, right, who tried to reach the realm of God, which is, in this case is something called the Golden City, which is where God presides. Well, these sorcerers got together and they tried to, enter into this Golden City by using their magical might to force their way into the place. And it wasn't looked upon fondly, so they were cast out of the city, and, they were pretty much turned into what I would presume to be called, they were kind of like demons or whatever, like they're evil spirits now or whatever. And they were technically the first of the Blights. They were made into these dark gods almost. So, like, whenever an archdemon comes around, or an archdragon, it's literally a fallen god that you're having to kill. That's what starts a blight. And the blight, it corrupts men, dwarves, elves, and you'll have to fight the darkspawn or whatever. Like, their blood is literally poison. Like, for example, you kind of have to be careful when fighting these creatures, because if their blood manages to get on you, it will poison you, and it will hurt you. That's in the lore. It doesn't do this in the game now. Like, they have warhounds, right? Anytime they release warhounds to fight these fucking things, they have to kill that dog, because if not, it'll start to be corrupted. Like, that's how insanely much of a threat these guys are. Hell, the dwarves in the dwarven cities and shit like that, they're constantly fighting the fucking darkspawn because they're underground. So the darkspawn, their main base is underground. So, which is also the dwarves. So the dwarves are constantly having to hold them at bay. Hell, the main dwarven city, like the dwarves used to be like a huge fucking empire, and the darkspawn have pushed them back so far it's not even fucking funny. But anyway, in the game, how Dragon Age usually works. So for example, you play the first game, right? You made a decision in that because the cheating you get in whichever decisions you make. Because this game's legit. All right, everything's fucked. There's an entire army of demons coming around. We got to come out and kill them. So you're given a small party, and you have to go build an army. It's legit an army builder. You'll have to go to this person, talk to this Jarl or whatever, or this High Lord, and convince him to have his army join yours. Or you have to go over here, kick the fuck out of this dumbass because he's being a dumbass, and take over his army, or shit like that, to go build up an army to go fight Darkspawn. Which is kind of how the first, and I think the second game goes. I'm not sure. I never really played the first game, but say for example, the decisions you made and the choices you made in the first game, you could actually port those decisions into the second game, and the second game will be based off of the decisions you made. The world,
Oh, so it's
like
kind
say
of
for example,
Telltale.
yeah, kind of. Say for example, they have this woman called the Chantry, right? She's like, she's pretty much the Pope. So pretty much you decided that you're gonna make, and I'm not saying this is what you could do, because again, I've never played the second one, but say for example, you decide to make, one of your companions the fucking Chantry or the Pope or whatever, because you do have a companion, I think, that might be Inquisition. That can become the Chantry. So one of your characters, you can put them as the Chantry. Well, when you go to play the next game, that character will be the fucking Chantry. When you go into the next game, and it'll ask you, do you want to reload your save file from the last one? So, but what Veilguard has done is they've pretty much nuked the Ferelden land. It's like completely, I don't want to say it's gone, but the Darkspawn have kind of devoured it, let's say. So all the love, it's a Star Wars situation is pretty much what happens. Everything you love from the past games, yeah, no, fuck that, we're starting our own shit. It's kind of fucked up.
It is kind of fucked up. And it sucks.
Which honestly doesn't make any sense either, because like, the protagonist from the last games and all the other shit, how the fuck would the Darkspawn even become that much of a threat? Granted, because now there is a counter to the Darkspawn, which are called the Wardens, the Grey Wardens. They are legit, like, regular people, dwarves, or anything or elves that have been, like, they go through a ritual where they drink a certain concoction of the Darkspawn blood. Which again, remember I told you it was poison, right? It'll kill you. Well, this one, it actually connects you to their hive mind-like mentality, to where they can sense and actually know when the Darkspawn's coming, and it helps them better fight the Darkspawn.
Yeah.
So you still have some Grey Wardens that are still alive, and they are rebuilding their forces. The first game, you are a Grey Warden. The second game, I think you still play as your old character from the Grey Wardens. And in the third game, which is Inquisition, you play as an Inquisitor, or you start up the old Inquisition of old. So you're telling me all three of those fucking people, or all the important people from the past three games, all of them just sat around while a fucking, blight came in and destroyed that entire continent, pretty much? Yeah, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. It's just so stupid. I mean, for a blight to happen, you kind of literally have to, to let it get too out of control, you kind of have to sit on your ass and just let them take the fuck over. It's not like a Halo Flood situation where we all know how bad that is. Like a single spore will completely fuck up a planet within... Well, a Xenomorph, I wouldn't compare them to the Flood, because the Xenomorph is nowhere near the level of destruction as the Flood. Hell, the Flood can take over a planet within 24 hours. So.
Or what about the things from Dead Space? The Necromorphs? Aren't those pretty bad too?
Oh yeah, the Necromorphs. Yeah, they can be pretty bad too. Yeah, but I think that still takes a little bit of time, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it works as quickly as, like, say for example, because 40K is becoming more popular. The Tyranids.
Hold on.
Tyranids can take over an entire planet within 6 hours. They are fucking terrifying. I'd fear them more than I do the Flood. Because, like, dude, I'm sorry, I don't care what you do. If it's like a huge hive tendril, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. Like, seriously, like when the Tyranids, like when in 40k lore, when they first started encountering the Tyranids, they were using old Soviet methods to keep them at bay. And when I say Soviet methods, I mean literally blowing up planets and just not blowing up planets, but like burning planets alive and making it to where the bugs got no fucking nutrients whatsoever, so that way they'd starve when they're trying to get to the next planet. They were using those old tactics because they just did not know how to fuck with the Tyranids. It was, and there's no telling how many planets they exterminatus, but it's, dude. But with the Blight, they're not that bad, but the fact that they're, you know, corrupted gods and those in charge of them, that's still kind of a big threat.
Sorry about that.
And the fact that whatever
dad just
land that
walked
they,
in.
oh,
He
it's
walked,
funny.
yeah, he walked in. He heard something about our podcast, and he walked in. He said, "I was a disappointment."
Had to fuck with you.
Yeah,
he's like, hey, let me fuck with you.
Exactly. He heard me doing
But
the
yeah.
podcast, and he was just letting me know that he's about to go to bed. So I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing a podcast." He's like, "Oh, you ain't got no viewers. Ain't nobody gonna watch you."
That's why we got to keep growing it. If someone would just stay on a regular schedule, because YouTube likes that shit. But still, no. But back on the Dragon Age thing, it's like, I get it. There's a lot of shit with this game that a lot of people don't like, but seriously, have you people not learned enough from like Star Wars and some other shit that maybe pissing away the previous stuff that build that franchise is not a good idea? I don't know, just throwing that out there. Also, I don't know if I told you this either, but how about this? Vanguard is actually going to be one of the few games that actually doesn't get DLC.
That's a
Would
shocker.
you like to know why?
Why?
Would you like to know why? Because they've already given up on it.
Of course.
It's not because they weren't planning DLC, it's because they've given up on it, because as soon as, like... And again, I guarantee you this is going to be... They're going to try to make this game Game of the Year. Watch it. I guarantee you they're going to try to push this game to be Game of the Year. It won't be Dragon Ball Z Sparkling Zero. It won't be... Which, in my opinion, I think it should be fucking Black Myth Wukong. Because that game like had some fucking numbers, dude. It had a lot of people playing that fucking game. And it wasn't because, you know, because people pissed off the gaming industry, so everyone just fucking flocked to it because they wanted something decent. No, honestly, because it's a decent fucking game. It's actually a really good game. But, I mean, it's a Souls-like game. It is literally a single-player Souls-like game. Of course it's going to be fucking great. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Elden Ring win Game of the Year for its fucking go? Which, to be fair as well, Elden Ring had a lot of good competition, too, honestly. If I'm not mistaken, I think it had competition with God of War Ragnarok, but... Sorry, I gotta give it to Elden Ring, because, I mean, fuck, it's a Souls game. That shit is always good. God of War storytelling's good, yeah, but... Fuck. I mean, the gameplay of Elden Ring, I mean, you can have way more fun, and plus there's just way more replayability with Elden Ring. I mean, you're gonna be playing that a lot longer than God of War, to be fair. Because, I mean, you have a bunch of side quests, there's a bunch of PvP shit you could do, I mean, you can go through and get multiple different endings, which is, like, it's several different playthroughs. And just go conquer bosses that you didn't get, or that you didn't even fucking know they were there. So, whereas God of War, yeah, you'll play it probably about 2 or 3 times and replay it, but, like, Elden Ring, let's face it, you're probably going to replay that game. Or the average person who plays it's probably going to replay it, like, what, 4 or 5 times? If they want to actually get everything and do everything. Or, like, get all the endings. Because, hell, Dark Souls 3, if I'm not mistaken, had 5 different endings, I think. It's either 5 or 4. Because you had the... where you actually did what they were wanting you to do ending, where you, you know, rekindled the world. Then you had the ending where you didn't rekindle the world. Then you had the ending where you stole the world's embers. And then you had another one to where you and the Fire Maiden betray the world. So... And I think there's another one too in there somewhere. I forget what that one is. Oh yeah, where you do the Painter's ending, which is, in my opinion, the canon ending. Where you do the thing with the Painter, rekindle the world, and she creates a whole new world for everybody to escape into. So... that one is, I mean, there's, like I said, there's 5 fucking different endings, so that's 5 different fucking playthroughs you're gonna have to go and do, so, to get every single one of them, and if I'm not mistaken, I think God of War only has 1 ending entirely, so.
Yeah.
Which I don't think not many people want to go watch Brock and Sentry's whole shit. Which I'm not gonna spoil that. If you haven't seen that, go fucking watch that. That's awesome. But
dude, Brock
I'm not gonna
sells
spoil what happens
the
to Brock and
Norse
Sentry.
games.
Dude, fuck them for doing that shit. By the way,
You know,
Fuck
it wasn't even David
Oh.
Jaffe's idea to kill Brock. It was Corey Barlog's.
Yeah, still. Why'd they have to kill Brock off like that? That was an asshole move.
And it kind of makes sense in a way, why, like how he dies, because he's the one that always senses bullshit.
Yeah, he's the first one to usually pick up on bullshit, and like, well, I think what gave it away is like, Tyr would every once in a while act more like, I about said Zeus, act more like Odin, and then Brock started picking that up. Because Odin Odin does not like to tolerate people like Brock at all, and Brock started picking up on that shit. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, I think Brock and Sindri have met Tyr before, and Tyr started acting a lot more differently, and Brock's like, something ain't right. Which, in my opinion, if anyone would pick it up, I feel like it should have been Hera, or not Hera. It should have been Freya. Freya, in my opinion, should have been the one who actually discovered that it was Odin, because I mean, for fuck's sake, she was his wife for the longest time. Or Mimir. Mimir has been by his side the longest, so it should have been Mimir. Mimir should have picked up on his tendencies. But to be fair, he's always dangling at the hip of, Kratos without his...
You know, they actually tried doing it for having Mimir on Kratos' front instead of his back.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't have worked. Actually, I like the idea that he's on his back, because one, like, attacks would suck more, and two, like, he does pretty good at, like, because he can see behind him with a strike coming behind him. He's like, hey, behind, because he will do it too. If there's an enemy about to strike you from behind, he goes, behind you, brother. Or on your left, brother. He'll actually scream to say which of the text. I like him actually being on the back, because you have eyes in the back of your head, technically. So I like it. But I do wish they would do something with Mimir, make it to where he's like a floating head or some shit. I don't know, just do something, because I honestly feel really bad for Mimir, because he's legit just a head. He can't do shit. I mean, remember that scene where he's like reading a book and he's legit just got a fucking spoon in his mouth turning the pages?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that sucks. That sucks. Like, he has to have Kratos do everything fucking for him. I mean, granted, I don't think he needs to eat anymore or nothing like that, but like, still.
He even
sucks.
says
And,
that
like,
he wishes to
and he
climb a
wa-
tree again.
Yeah, and like, when he wants to go hang out with what's her name, his love,
Sigrun?
he legit has to be dropped off like a fucking kid. Yeah, to be hanging out with Sigrun. Oh, I love, dude. That bit was like so funny when it's Kratos who is like questioning Mimir about his love life. He's like, "Tell me more." Like, oh, this is definitely not what Kratos would do, but it's funny that he's fucking doing it. I was laughing throughout the entire time listening to fucking Kratos. Like, there's more to the story, Mimir. Tell me more about your love life.
Yeah, it's also pretty tragic because
'Cause
at
it's
the end of
something that-
Valhalla, she goes and does her
Yeah,
own
it's
thing and they
sad.
break up. Yeah, but it
I
is
mean,
what it is.
To be fair, he's a fucking head. How would they make that work?
I mean, you could do what they did in
No.
God.
Okay, I thought you were about to go the chainsaw
Wolfenstein.
lollipop deal route went.
What about Wolfenstein, where they just put Blazkowicz's head onto a new robotic body?
Something like that. Yeah. Well, then again, I don't know. I feel like they could have asked Brock and Sindri to like, hey, is there any way you could make me a body or some shit?
Oh, they
That would have
did.
been the first thing I was asked.
I don't know if you saw it.
Oh,
But,
that little thing where they shine that light in his eyes, that don't fucking count.
So am I supposed to shine this in my control this contraption somehow? Oh no, we're just gonna shine this humongous ass light in your face.
Light in your eyes, just fucking blast his ass. I mean, after that, they could have gave him something. Made a little like spider body where he crawls around or some shit, or just made him like turn him into a floating head or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like it's just I don't know. I feel bad for the guy because he's legit. And Kratos ain't the gentlest of fucking beings at all. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the amount of times they fall off a shit and roll and just land on the ground or whatever. You not telling me not once has Kratos ever landed on his back and just fucking crushed Mimir? I feel bad for that poor bastard. I know fucking Freya does it because technically everything that happened to Freya is technically his fault still. Yeah, he's living his own personal hell. But hey, at least he's free from that fucking tree though. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
That
it's better to
definitely
have just be a floating head versus just dealing with that every
Being
single
stuck
day.
in a tree and then like every single day like Odin comes on a daily basis to come torture your ass.
Yeah.
I don't know which one is worse. Prometheus is fucking torture or fucking.
Oh no, Prometheus
Mimir's?
is fucking worse by a mile.
Oh no, he has his. I don't know, but he has his liver eaten on a daily basis. But Mimir
Oh no,
actually
in God
goes
of
to fucking
War.
torture every day.
Are we talking about God of War type thing or like normal mythology?
Oh no, what was his torture in the original God of War? I don't remember. What
In the
torture
God
was
of
for him.
War,
I thought
he
it was
ate
just
his
chained
whole
up.
fucking intestinal tract and everything.
Oh
Like,
shit! No, I
his
don't remember
whole
that. I thought it just-
abdomen. Like, and then when he died, it doesn't matter. It wasn't like next morning or not. It was legitimately like the next moment after he dies. Like the moment he dies, his whole like body gets healed up, and the bird just comes back and feasts more. The bird has an unending appetite,
Jeez.
and his whole
Okay, yeah, no,
abdomen is like gone.
Okay, yeah. So maybe Prometheus had it worse.
And all he did was give fire to mortals. Mimir, he was just suspected of lying to Odin.
Well, to be fair, actually, no. Odin knew he lied. Odin knew he tricked him, but he didn't want to admit it because he would admit that a mere fae tricked a god. So he did not want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but no, I mean they did do a good job of crafting Odin as like this fucking master manipulator or some shit like that, or just some petty motherfucker because that dude is extremely fucking petty. Honest, and again, they show so many times how much Odin could have easily avoided Ragnarok if he would just fucking just let shit go play as they may. If he wouldn't just try to control everything, Ragnarok would have never came. But it's through the control that it was him, his actions, he forced Ragnarok to come. Not Kratos and them. He kind of forced Kratos and them to initiate Ragnarok. If Odin would have never done any of the shit that he did, Ragnarok would have never fucking happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, or if he would have just stopped looking for fucking Jotunheim, Ragnarok would have never came. He would have been 100% fine.
He actually gave up on that, by the way.
Oh, did he? I didn't think he did.
Yeah, he did. He ended up giving up on that, and what happened was he started chasing the mask. His whole goal was trying to figure out the mask and trying to get all knowledge. That was his like whole thing. It wasn't really Jotunheim.
Oh yeah, the mask thing. Which I don't know what the fuck was up with that mask because I don't remember that ever being in Norse mythology or some shit like that. So I don't know what the fuck the mask was.
Yeah, I don't know.
That one always threw me for a loop.
Was with the mask, right? I have no it had like no build up or anything like that to the previous games. What they should have done.
It just comes out of fucking left field.
Mm-hmm. So it's like completely just there, I guess.
Which again points to my case where I want to say that the game was like fucking rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, I feel like they just thrown that shit in there.
What they
'Cause
should
they
have
never talk
done
about it too much.
is
And
called it God of War
it comes in
Fimbulwinter
conflict.
and only deal with the Fimbulwinter side of things.
Yeah, and then the last bit they should call Ragnarok when they actually deal with that, and then you can go on and have your next game where you're dealing with. I don't know. I don't think following with Atreus' story where he goes to find the other giants. I don't think that's such a good idea. I think because people want to play God of War to play with Kratos, they're not going to want to play. If I'm not mistaken, most of the people actually did not too much care for Atreus. I'm not saying they didn't like him, but I know I usually found him fucking annoying and wish he'd shut the hell up. But I mean, whenever I was trying to like solve puzzles or whatever, without looking at the guide, because he'd always make smart ass comments like, "Dude, would you shut the fuck up?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, boy." But still, and
Quiet
his
boy.
scenes and his actions in Ragnarok 2 were just so fucking stupid, so fucking stupid. Like him running to Odin and all the other shit. That was entirely dumb.
That should not have been in the game. I agree with that.
No, I get it. He's learning from the enemy and all the other shit, but at the same time, it's like, because you have to make, since you called him Loki, you have to give him that connection to Odin. You have to put it in there to where,
I think
somehow,
what would
you
have
could
been
have done a
interesting
little bit better.
was that the mask would have been made by the giants, like kind of like a piece of like history where they use it to see prophecy, and only the highest members of Jotunheim can use it. So what would have happened would be Atreus getting a hold of that piece of culture and
Yeah.
Odin finding out about, you know, the mask and everything, and he needs that mask in order to see, like, into the rift and have all this, like, sign of knowledge and everything. And he tries to manipulate Atreus to get a hold of it. And I feel like
That, or what they could have done.
mm-hmm,
Because it still doesn't make the whole point, because, like, remember, Loki's the brother of Thor,
mm-hmm,
or make it to where Odin at some point kidnapped fucking, you know, Loki, or Atreus, and uses the Loki name, so that way the mythology keeps, or whatever. Makes him the brother of Thor, and, pretty much, but he has him there because for his, like, his natural gifts, and that's the only reason why Odin would ever kidnap him, is because his ability to translate languages and shit like that. And say he's slowly having Loki, like, translate the mask and shit like that. Loki has no idea that's exactly what he's even doing.
mm-hmm.
Like, he's manipulating Loki into actually translating that mask, or, like, figuring out its secrets or whatever. But, like, he's there for a good bit of time, and we're just playing as Kratos most of the game, trying to get back Atreus. That would have been a lot better story. And it's through Loki's escape, or him trying to figure out the solve the mask, where he meets Ambrosia, or whatever her name was. Discover, you know, father's the son of our father's Jormungandr, sets him on his path. Go through that.
I feel like what
I don't know.
the story with Jormungandr was fine. I feel like that was pretty cool. I'm okay with that.
No,
With
that
the
didn't
soul
bother me,
thing.
but I'm just saying, like, have that still fit in there to where it's through his research of the mask or doing the other shit. It's where he meets her and you know, father's Jormungandr and all this other shit. Because technically, is it Fafnir? Yeah, Fafnir. No, not Fafnir. What was the name of the wolf?
Fenrir.
The undead wolf. Fenrir, yeah.
Or
Fenrir
Garm.
is also a son of Loki. No, it's just Fenrir. The undead wolf. That's also technically a son of Loki as well.
Actually, no, that's Garm.
In
You're thinking
actual
of Garm.
mythology.
Garm is the
Is it
wolf
Garm?
of Helheim. Yeah. Who bit off
Yeah, so-
Tyr's arm?
Yeah,
That is
because that one,
that's Garm.
that's a son of Loki. Because Loki technically has in the real mythology, Loki has a fuck ton of kids, including one with a horse that was supposedly supposed to be the start of the Nords version of centaurs, which is absolutely fucking hilarious. If for those who heard that story, that's fucking funny. You've heard that story, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah, that one's fucking funny. Where the one time one of Loki's fucking jokes goes against him, then rather works with him. That one was funny. But nah. Man, we've talked a lot about God of War, barely any of the topics that we were going to talk about.
Yeah. Like, man, what was the
Justin,
stuff
you
I
got some
wanted
other
to
stuff
talk
to cover?
about? Man, I wanted to, but I forgot what it was. I got so sidetracked. I mean, can you blame me?
Yeah, I can. I'm fucking
Of course you would. It's okay.
Well,
Because this entire time I've been playing Pac-Man World, so there you go.
And you could have been streaming that shit as we talking. Never mind, actually. Yeah, no, I've been talking majority of the time. Yeah, you could have been streaming that as you talking.
Actually, I don't know if I could because I am not playing.
Oh, speaking of that, okay, yeah, that was the thing I was going to talk to you about. Speaking of the emulators and shit like that, and for those who are listening who are planning on doing it themselves and maybe streaming it or whatever, I would chill with Nintendo games for a little bit. Right now is not the best time to stream any Pokemon or Nintendo games. Like, this is kind of one of the reasons why I didn't. I said I was going to post another episode of my Pokemon playthrough yesterday. I think I'm going to hold off and I might play something else. And again, I'm small, so I doubt it will affect me, but I'm pretty sure it's going to affect other people. But Nintendo has been fucking. They're going hardcore after streamers on on who are playing emulators right now. So I haven't really been seeing that affect any of the fan-made games. Like, you know who Hero Voltsy is, right? That's the guy who plays a lot of the. He plays the Pokemon fan games.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen him talk about this topic or say anything, or just because I think he's still uploading. But from some of the other people, I've noticed them going after YouTubers playing older Pokemon games, or if they even find out they're playing them on an emulator. I don't know what's up with that, but apparently Nintendo is going fucking, they're going nuclear with it. Yeah, if they find out that you have an emulator, or if, like, you say that, yeah, I'm playing this on an emulator on this right here, so I just wouldn't for a little bit until they calm their happy asses down. So I've seen it affect a couple of YouTubers already. Like they've already like copyrighted their asses or some other shit like that, or had their shit taken down. And it's not just emulations either. It's fucking music too. It's just music. Like say it just has to be using Nintendo type music in general. But the music side, that might be because of that new music app that you were talking about the other day.
Yeah.
That might be because of that, which is what I'm thinking. But still, yeah, because I've noticed a lot of the Pokemon YouTubers I watch, some of the other guys, they're being kind of quiet. Let's see here. When did Hero Bolt see? What was his last update on something? Oh no, he uploaded a new Pokemon fan-made show yesterday, or like 5 hours ago. So, but now I noticed they're not going too much after like the because didn't they just release like was it Mario and Luigi Brothership?
Yeah.
I haven't noticed them take go after that. If people doing the Let's Play of that game, I haven't noticed them do any of that. But the emulator games, I have noticed them going after those. So again, Nintendo just
like my thing with that
Again,
is like I can understand if you're like playing a game that hasn't released yet and Nintendo's going mad at you. Like they were wanting to charge a guy like $7 million dollars, like fine him $7 million, all because he streamed a game that he got beforehand, like before the launch. Which $7 million, I think that's a little outrageous. Like no one.
Oh no, I think I know who the guy you're talking about. Well, no, I think I know who the guy you're talking about because technically it wasn't just one game they did; it was a couple of games that he's been doing that with. Because he did it with the Zelda game that stars Zelda herself in it, and then he did it with that one. No, not Tears of the Kingdom, but the other one.
Yeah.
He was streaming that before it come out, and then he did this recent one, Mario and Luigi Brothership. And not to mention, he was also telling and showing people how to get a game before it comes out illegally. So, and not to mention, he goaded them too, if I'm not mistaken. If it was the guy that I think you're talking about, he fucking goaded them and told them to come sue him because they'll just keep making new accounts and still doing the shit. So they brought a lawsuit to him.
That's wild.
So in that particular case, yeah, no, I saw people talking about this one. In that particular case, I'm actually going to back Nintendo on that one because I'm like, yeah, mate, you kind of asked for it because you bite the. I mean, you're stepping on the tail of the tiger on that one, and you're also just fucking digging it in your heels into it too. So it's not a great idea, and not to mention, technically it is theft because somehow he's getting these games before they release, and he's playing them. Not to mention that he's also showing people how to actively steal from Nintendo by playing these games and playing them for free before release. So I'm in agreement with that because yeah, stuff like that. If that was the case to happen to more games like that, that would kill the gaming industry. Like, granted, I don't like having to pay for games too, but I still think you should. I mean, fuck, it is a work of art. It is their work. They deserve a paycheck for fucking working on that shit. But still, you know, I mean, you're taking their profits away when you do shit like that. I mean, granted, I understand. Like Pokemon, it's ridiculous how much they cost now. Honestly, they shouldn't be more than $40 fucking, but because people's gonna buy a $60 fucking Pokemon game no matter what anyway. You're not gonna stop them from doing that. But now, if you're just actively gonna steal from Nintendo and then just fucking tell them to go fuck themselves, and while they do it, and they can't do nothing to you, yeah, don't be surprised when they come in with a fucking lawsuit on your ass. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he was like some dude in is either Michigan or Indiana doing that shit. They just happened to deliver a fucking $7 million lawsuit to his door.
I will say this: I give the man props for going up against Nintendo like that. But
yeah, but
I
at
think
the same
it's
time,
stupid.
it's like,
yeah, I think it's stupid, but still, I'll give the man credit because he has some balls to do that.
balls are just pure stupidity. Because, see, here's the thing. I'm not going to say he's got balls, because now, if he was actually trying to defend emulations, like, bro, like, say, for example, he's playing older games, like, bro, if you fuckers would just come out with the older games and put it on your newer consoles, I wouldn't have to do this shit to keep these games alive, because apparently you don't want to keep them alive. Honestly, if now that was the stance he was taking, and then they were still 100%, I'd be saying Nintendo's in the fucking wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But no, he's taking new games that haven't even come out yet, which are technically stolen data. It is legit leaked and stolen data, so no matter what, it is illegal, yes. So, but now, if it's like a game that's come out and it's been like, it's already like, not saying brand new, but I'm saying like, let's use Pokemon Coliseum for example, because that's like what, actually no, it's close to a 20-year-old game right now. This is 20 or 18 years old, both of them are. But I mean, for fuck's sake, if you want to get a copy of that game, like an actual legit copy, which Nintendo doesn't even sell no more, mind you, so you're getting it from a secondhand dealer in the first place, and Nintendo is not getting any profits from this sale at all. It'll probably ring you up to $200-something just for a copy of the original Pokemon Coliseum. maybe you'll mark you up to 120 depending on where you find it. But again, it's coming from a secondhand dealer, not Nintendo. So they're not selling this game anymore. To them, it's not even in their. I mean, it's theirs, but it's not in their market anymore. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm not gonna blame someone from taking the data off of that and uploading it for free for others to play it online because they're trying to preserve that fucking game, whereas Nintendo just doesn't care and doesn't want to do anything with it. So I mean, it's like if they took Halo and just didn't remake a Halo, the older, like the Master Chief Collection never came out, and they just completely abandoned, um, what is it called, Combat Evolved or Halo 2 and Halo 3, and those servers are just completely gone. They just abandoned them. Oh fuck yeah, you know 100% people will be emulating the fuck out of the Halo 1 and 2. So
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, but no, the fact that he's just going in actually stealing from them and then telling them to their faces, fuck you, you can't do anything for me stealing. I'm just gonna keep stealing from you, you can't do shit. Yeah, that ain't gonna go over well, son. That is not gonna go over well at all.
So
But yeah, he kind of deserves what he gets.
I got a new topic.
Alright.
I remember what it was. So
Yeah, you said something about
Half-Life.
Half-Life earlier.
Yep, Half-Life 2 is 20 years old today. And Steam has actually made a dub. And guess what they have done with Half-Life 2?
Oh dear God, do I want to know?
Yes, and it's a good thing. Like a really good thing. They have now
Now, when you say
made it
dub, what do you mean by a dub?
a W.
Like a remake or?
No.
Oh, okay,
What
like a
they've done
remake, okay.
is created a Steam workshop for Half-Life 2. So you can now create mods and community stuff for Half-Life 2.
Cool.
So now you can create custom mods and have Hatsune or fucking Kratos from God of War and Half-Life.
So instead of the people themselves going in there and doing it, Steam just made it easier for other people to go in there and do that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
kind of cool.
So
Because I know
And-
people would do that shit in general, like through Half-Life. Or not Half-Life,
Mhm.
but what was the other little bit of it called? Was it, is it Gmod? Because Gmod runs off the Half-Life engine, doesn't it?
maybe I'm not sure about that.
Because I know it's connected because it uses Half-Life assets. That's why I'm saying it runs off the Half-Life engine. Because Gmod, I do know that it does run off the Half-Life 2 engine. Or
Mhm.
it uses their assets, at least, because you use the same fucking guns. Like Gravity Gun and all the other shit in Gmod, so... But... I mean, hey, man, that's cool. Honestly, I kind of wish they'd remake the Half-Life games. Like, do like a remaster of them or whatever.
Mhm.
That'd
The
be
last
actually kinda cool.
Half-Life game that we've gotten is the Half-Life Alyx
Half-Life
on
Alyx,
the
right?
VR
Yeah.
headset, and that did pretty well.
It looked cool, but it also looked kind of short too. Like, it didn't. It
Well,
looked like
I
it was pretty
mean,
quick to
it's
beat.
Yeah, I think it was like a VR game, so of course they're gonna be short. I mean, like look at Super
Yeah.
Hot. I beat that in one sitting.
Fair, yeah. But still, I mean, it's like it's a Half-Life game, you know, and I expect them to kind of do more with it because we just haven't gotten one in so fucking long. So,
So
no,
yeah,
seriously, how long has it been since Half-Life 2 came out?
Like-
How old did you say Half-Life 2 is now?
20
Yeah,
years old.
so yeah, it's time for a new game. Hell, and Steam or Valve, you can still do what you said you wanted to do. You want to avoid making a third one. Don't make a third one. Just start all over with it, or do some of the other shit with it where it's not connected to the originals.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, I doubt we're ever gonna get another third Portal. We're not gonna get a third Portal. I doubt we'll ever get a Team Fortress 3. We're never gonna get that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, if they did it, it would be one of the most biggest grossing games of all fucking time if they were to come out with another Team Fortress game and make it
Mhm.
decent. But I mean, honestly, if they just came back and redid Team Fortress 2 and just upped the graphics a fuck ton and just
Oh,
slapped the a remaster on it, it would make a fuck ton of money.
That
Just
is
re-up the
what we
graphics,
call
up
an
the
understatement.
frame rate and all the other shit. Yeah, it would. Fuck, it'd make a lot of money. But I don't know, man. Just. But I mean, hey, they're actually doing something with the IP, so that's better than say some other companies that just are sitting on the IP, not doing fuck all with them,
Mm-hmm.
or just actively trying to destroy it. Gee, Lucasfilm. But
I got a feeling you hate them motherfuckers with a passion, like a burning passion of the
Dude,
fiery
I-
sun.
fucking do, man. I can't help it either. I seriously, how do you? I know I bitch about this a lot, but how do you fuck up that bad? Like seriously, honestly, I don't think there's a bigger fuck up in any kind of media whatsoever, bigger than how Disney fucked up Star Wars. I honestly don't believe there's a bigger fuck up. I mean, Halo don't even come close to that. I mean, for
Mhm.
God's sakes. But I mean, Marvel's fucking coming back. Marvel's
Yeah.
doing somewhat better than what it was.
The new
But
Marvel
Star Wars.
Overwatch clone is actually performing very well, which I'm surprised
Oh, did
about.
that come out?
Yeah, that came out and it's actually performing well.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard like Overwatch is actually getting somewhat scared of that competition, so they started adding more shit to the game and doing shit. And people were calling them out over. You're just concerned about the new Marvel shooter, aren't you?
Dude,
Or
the
Marvel Hero game.
did you hear about the Overwatch Classic that's coming out? Special like season where it's like old school like
Oh,
release version of Overwatch 1 with 6v6 and in
is
the
is
Overwatch
Bastion
2
just gonna be
engine.
overpowered again like it usually was?
Oh yeah,
Is
everything's
Bastion,
coming
if
back.
Bastion's gonna be overpowered again, I'll probably come back.
Dude,
Yes, folks, I
have
was
you
that piece of shit. I played fucking Bastion. At the same time, I did not take that game seriously because I did
did
not give a
you
fuck.
see
No.
the results from everything? Or the
No, I have
result?
not.
So they said, or the not the
Honestly, I haven't
results,
even been
but the
looking at it.
release date is the same day Marvel Snap season comes out. So
Oh wow.
that
Yeah,
when it's
they're totally trying
competition.
to prepare themselves for fucking the competition.
Uh-huh.
They're
Like I
definitely not
said,
gonna
I
get it
feel
from
like they're
Concord.
scared. They are most definitely
They should
scared.
be because they've been getting comfortable. I mean, like legit, they've been shoveling their customers shit for so long without any competition.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the only competition they have is what is that other be fair, I want to say that's more competition for CS:GO, but what's that one called? The CS:GO clone that uses heroes instead of actual fucking just different loadouts. What is it called?
Uh,
Fuck, I forgot.
I can't remember.
I know a lot of PC players play. I don't even think it's on console.
Yeah, I used to be a PC
I,
player, but I haven't been on PC in a hot ass minute. Like I mostly been playing Black Ops 6 and playing all the new stuff. Black Ops 6, like I said, has been doing pretty decent so far. A lot of people really like it with the zombies. And the thing with Black Ops 6, I think the only thing I don't like about it is the multiplayer. It still has SBMM, even though it has rank play, which SBM should be in rank play,
no.
but they know if it's in rank play, then nobody's going to touch ranked unless they have like special cosmetics for it, which they kind of do. They copied Siege, where you get like special like charms and stuff for ranked and like special skins. So it is what it is.
Fucking embarrassing.
But I feel like the zombies is what's carrying Black Ops 6, and that's how it's going to be. Which I'm not
That and I feel like
saying.
the actual multiplayer itself is too, because like I've been hearing
Mhm.
a lot of people actually enjoy. I know my friends are they're enjoying it. They're saying it's a lot better. This one's better than a lot of the other ones. So I'll give them that because a lot of my buddies have been playing the hell out of it. Me, I don't fucking care for Call of Duty. Don't. I haven't ever since what Black Ops, not Black Ops, but Modern Warfare 1, the remaster of that one. I haven't really played ever. No, actually, that's a lie. World War 2. I forgot. Call of Duty World War 2. I haven't really cared since then. Because
Yeah.
I enjoyed the story of World War 2. World War 2, that was a really good one. So, even though
Yeah.
fucking what's his name was a total asshole in that entire thing, and fuck him, I
Mhm.
would have shot him in the back of the fucking head. But
Mhm.
I wonder if you ever heard of something called fragging. But still,
Mhm.
I swear to God, though, that game right there in Call of Duty World War 2, that where you got to rescue Zussman or whatever the hell his name is, that scene where you're about to save him from being shot. Dude, I have never pulled that fucking trigger. I have never emptied a M1 Garand that fucking quick before. Like, holy shit!
Mhm.
I was like, dude, you empty that fucking Garand into that dude. Oh, dude, I've never seen a game where the M1 Garand shoots that fucking fast. Talk about a hair fucking trigger, dude.
Dude.
Fire that gun so damn fast, I guarantee you all 8 shots went to the same fucking spot. Trying to save your buddies. Like, you will not kill my best friend. Fuck you. Leave my medic alone.
Mhm.
Hey, you know what they say? Don't fuck with the white mage. And Zussman was your white mage in that game. He was the guy who gave you health.
Mhm.
Yeah, that game changed after you lost him. It was like, oh, I no longer have my health giver. Fuck you.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't
like
really
Zussman.
play a lot
Zussman was
of.
pretty cool in the game.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never really played a lot of the campaigns when I was younger, and it wasn't until like fairly recently. Like I'm talking about like recent years. Like when I started college, like 4 years ago, was when I started playing campaigns, like Call of Duty campaigns, because I just had nothing going on, and I was just doing a class, and then like In the meantime, I hopped on and did campaigns. I played some games I've never played before, like that was around the same time Spyro Reignited came out, and I tried that out,
Yeah.
and I had a blast.
What'd you
with
think
it.
of the older Modern Warfare storylines? What'd you think about those?
I liked them. I honestly liked them. I thought the best one by far is Modern Warfare 3 with Makarov.
The ending with that?
I feel
Yeah,
like
where you kill him. Yeah.
the biggest shock was definitely when Shepard betrays you in Modern Warfare 2. That one,
Warfare 2. Yeah.
yeah, where he's like, "That's one less loose end," and I'm like, "Oh shit, no!"
Yeah. You see him reaching for his revolver and just fucking blows you
Dude,
away.
the moment I heard him say that's one less loose end, I immediately knew something wasn't up.
Well, no, it's like that whole scene, like when you start approaching the helicopter and the way he's standing there, like he's standing in your way, not really letting you go through when one of you are injured. You can kind of tell some